Hello. Welcome to this Python tutorial series, and you're with me, Prince Vedas Recorder. I'll be taking you through from a beginner level in Python to an advanced level in Python. So stick around as we are going to be learning together in this Python tutorial series. Begin with, what is Python? Python is one of the popular programming languages which was created in the year 1991. Python, what is Python used for? Python is used for web development, software development, mathematics, and system scripting. What can we actually do with Python? With Python, we can create web apps, for instance, e-commerce applications, inventory management, which are web-based. Python can also work alongside the software to create workflows. In this modern era of AI and automations, Python has become an ideal programming language for integrating AI workflows automations. As well, Python is used to handle big data. For instance, it can perform complex mathematical computations. And as well, not only that, Python is used for rapid development or rapid prototyping. Right? So these are not the only things that you can achieve with Python. I've just named a few, but there are several things that you can do with Python as a language. So let's get started with Python. First of all, you need to install Python on your machine. And how can you do that? Is by visiting the official Python website, which is www.python.org, like this. The browser comes up, you go on download, you scroll down. As you can see, the latest version of Python is 3.15, right? So you go ahead, you download it, and then you go here, you can download this like that, and then you follow the instructions, installation instructions, and once you're done installing, it's important to check manually if Python is installed on your machine. And how can you actually do that is by pressing Windows, holding Windows R, and typing CMD to open the command line like this. Voila! So you type the command Python version like that. As you can see, I'm learning Python 3.12. So it's a bit an older version of Python. As we have seen, we're up to Python 3.15 as of today. Right? So once you're done installing Python on your machine, you need a text editor or an integrated development environment to script or to write those Python syntaxes or Python code. And one of the notable IDEs that we have today is Pycharm, Visual Studio Code, Spider, and many more. So how can you get these? Simple. You open your browser, like this. You go ahead and type Pycharm. The version can load like that. It takes you to the first page that will pop up is the official JetBrains website, or the guys behind Pycharm. When you click it, it takes you to this page where you can download the Pycharm IDE. Once you click download, you wait. Once done, you're going to click on the setup. You're going to follow the wizard instructions and you install it on your machine. And once you're done installing, you should have something like this. So I'm opening Pycharm here. That's Pycharm loading. You should have something like this. This is your first time using Pycharm. These projects here, they won't be available on your end, but this bar above here, it's gonna be present. So if you want to create a new script or a new project, since we are doing a Python tutorial series, it will be important to create a project like this. Get a new project, and we name this project like this. We change the name to Python tutorial series like that, right? And you hit create. Simple. So it says the directory, like this project is already existing in my directory. So what I can do, maybe for sake of this, I can just add maybe Python tutorial series alpha like that and create. I have new project. So in this new project, that's where we are going to be writing our Python codes or scripts. So as it is said, the best way to learn how to code is to write code. So stick around as I'll be coding alongside with you. So let's go on. To begin with, I would like to introduce you to Python variables. What are variables? Variables are containers which are used to store data values. And under this, at the end of this, you'll be able to create your own Python variables. You'll be able to do variable casting. You understand data types, and as well, you're gonna understand the naming rules of these data variables. Right? So these are part of the data types that we have in Python. Text type, which are so-called strings, as str, the short form str. We have numerical types, int, float, and complex. We have sequential types, list, tuples, and range. Not only that, we have a number of them, as you can see here. For more info, you can visit the Python website, official website, and read their documentations for better understanding of these data types. So let's go ahead. We'll start with text type data types. So as I said earlier on, the best way to learn how to code is to write a code. So let's open like a browser. Let's type the command cmd to open the command line. Now, since we want to write code, it's to be important to insert Python first on our command line like that. You type the command Python, and then you have inserted Python. So, what's a string? A string is a text-based variable, or in this case, a variable that stores text types. For instance, let's say name, and we have maybe values like that. Right? So, in this case, name is a variable, and the values is a value, and the type of that variable name is string str. As you can see, if we type change type like that, that's the command for checking data types in Python. You just type type, open bracket, the variable, and close the bracket like that. See, voila, we have class, and the type is str, which stands for a string, which is a text-based data type, right? So in Python, as you can see here, variables. We declare variables by assigning a variable name to a value, as compared to other programming languages where you state, as you can see, we are declaring Python variables by assigning a value to a variable, as compared to other programming languages whereby you state its data type during the creation of that particular variable. So that's a good thing about Python, or that's a phrase that we have in Python. We just assign a value to a variable without declaring or specifying its data type. Right? So there are a couple of operations that we can do with strings. For instance, let's have another value, maybe surname, in this case, as a variable, and let's have it as maybe I said let's have Prince as my surname here, like that. So let's take, we want to have something as Vedas space Prince, right? So to achieve this, things like that, to achieve this in Python, we can simply do, we call this, string concatenation like that, name plus surname like that, right? Sorry, let's repeat this command. The reason why there's no space is in the middle string doesn't have any character, but if you have like this, voila, we have headers strings. And if you concatenate strings in Python, you use the addition operator, right? There are several things or several operations that you can perform on Python, on a string. And for better understanding, or if you want to endeavor more onto that, you can visit the official Python website and read the documentations or other documentations online about operations on a string. But as we go on, we're going to perform more operations on each and every data types as we build up our knowledge. Another data types that I would like to talk about is numbers, numerical type, whereby we have integers, floats, and complex numbers. For instance, an integer, let's say price, maybe, I don't know, price of whatever, or what, sugar, price of sugar, something like that. Let's say it costs $4, right? If you do like that, we have assigned or we have created a variable price of sugar. In this case, the data type of this particular variable is an integer. If you want to prove this, you just check it by typing type and then price of sugar, like that, and close bracket, voila, we have expressed as int. So that's an integer data type. As well, we can create something, maybe a data type, float data type. Let's call it, I should choose something very tricky. Let's name it float like this. I believe it will give us an error. Oh wow. So float as a variable and it's equal to 4 as well. If we check, sorry, I didn't mean it to be like 0, let's have 0.4 like that as a float. You can see I initially created float as 4 and now I've reassigned that same variable with another value which is 0.4. In this case, if you try to check the context or the content of that particular variable like that, if you print float, you're going to get 0.4 because Python variables, they are changeable. You can change their content. They are not fixed. They are mutable, right? So, if we check the type of this particular variable float like that, you see you have type float, which is numerical. The numerical type, but it's a float. Likewise, we can perform various operations on these particular variables. For instance, you want to check if price of sugar, float, is greater than price of sugar, like that. It returns false because 0.4 is not greater than 4.